Well, I'll be honest. We didn't make a ton of adjustments in that first half. No, I'm saying that we didn't. I didn't think we approached that the first half like we wanted to. The first quarter in particular, where we were just kind of trading baskets. We talked about the last 7 minutes of the fourth quarter. Of course, there's a sense of urgency because you're down, but just the level of intensity we played with. I mean, to me, that's got to be how we start the game. Uh, I thought we eased our way into the first quarter, got better in the second, tried again in the start of the half, in the second half rather, and it was kind of that same malaise. And just like at some point, fellas, let's go. So I'm glad to see us respond and finish the game we did, but we shouldn't put ourselves in that position, to be down 28 and have to, claw our way back into the game.
That's something you guys have struggled with before this season. How much harder does it get when you know that guys are going out there going, it's only six of us regular guys out here?
Yeah, I mean it's never easy, but I thought a lot of that we hurt ourselves. The turnovers. I mean those are to some degree controllable. 18 turnovers for 24 points is tough to win any night. Regardless of who's on the floor. You wind up beating yourself. So, I think that's an area of just concentration, just being in the right spot, and not trying to play in crowds or do too much. Reading and assessing how teams are guarding you and not forcing plays. But it was everybody. It's not just one person. The vast majority of those turnovers were from our starters.
Of the grouping tonight, who is the most, I guess, vocal in the timeouts or kind of stepped into that role?
I mean, there were different guys throughout. We need more of it. I think that's important. We don't have a full rotation right now, so I think there's still some guys trying to figure out, well, how do I fit in? But take onus of it. Take ownership. When you don't like something, say something. I think it's important. That level of accountability is something we're striving for. I thought Craig was great. And we've seen him, and we know that that's what he's capable of doing. He's going to play with energy. He's going to try and defend and guard. He gives great effort, and I thought he impacted the game.
Chase.
Hey, Wes. You had Denny Avdia guarding Jimmy Butler tonight. He's, been guarding Tobias Harris, Donovan Mitchell, Kemba Walker. Seems like you guys are trusting him with some really tough defensive assignments. Why do you feel you have that trust in him to guard those types of players?
Well, he's shown his ability to do it. That's the bottom line. I give him a lot of credit. A lot of nights he's done a terrific job. He struggled a little bit early, got in foul trouble. And that just, goes back to the hand discipline, being mindful of that's what Jimmy does. He initiates a lot of contact and gets to the line. And so you just got to be mindful of it and be prepared to absorb some of that contact without getting your hands over the ball. But he struggled at times tonight with that. And I thought he got sidetracked. He let some of those defensive lapses, I think affect him on the other end. But it's going to be a challenge. People forget he's a second-year player, and we're asking him to guard all-stars. So, it's not going to be great every night. I don't expect it to be, but I think there's growth. The more he does it, he'll have a comfort level with guarding those marquee matchups and understanding, personnel tendencies. It's only going to make him better.
And what do you think about the 3-point battle tonight? The way they were able to break through, but also the way you guys were able to break through.
Well, my biggest worry or frustration was with who shot the volume of their threes. The two guys that we said, hey, are chase guys, runoff guys. We got detached. We gave up some separation. We lost them at times. They're going to make tough shots regardless, but they were able to get some easy looks early, which I thought got them going, and that's what we wanted to try to avoid.
Josh.
Coach, what's your overall take on how your team responded to Miami's physicality and I don't know, scrappy approach?
At times, I thought we were solid. At times, I thought it bothered us. That's where just overall, our mindset and our overall growth in that area. We've seen that happen a number of times this year, and we have to be able to withstand that. And we talked about it before the game. Understand what's coming. We can't think we're just going to match that energy. We have to match and exceed it. And I thought at times we were able to, and at times we didn't.
And what it seemed like, and maybe you probably will have a different opinion, it seemed like they had a lot of easy drives to the hoop.
Yeah, they did.
Yep.
They did.
Okay.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Why?
Why?
Why did you think that was tonight?
Part of it is, and we made that point as well. Is don't let their ability to shoot the ball distort our defense. We still got to get to our cover spots. We still have to show bodies and show crowds. We can't let them see open driving gaps, because it's hard to guard one-on-one, anybody. I think they started to make shots early, so we started to kind of hug up too much to our own and not get back to, shrinking the floor, showing crowds, and taking away some of those driving gaps.
Thank you.
Neil?
Hey, Coach. Obviously, you were shorthanded tonight. Had to use 4 guys off the bench that don't get a lot of NBA minutes. What do you think of them so far, and what do you think are like the immediate correctables going into the next game?
Well, I give those guys a lot of credit. We weren't asking them to do a ton, but the fact that they're here, available, trying to do the right thing, and it's tough. This is a tough environment to begin with, but not having practice and just doing a ballroom walkthrough. We're asking guys to be locked into terminology, personnel, and understand, some of our basic offense. That's tough to do. I give them credit for, put forth the effort they did. And they'll get better. I think just, getting more reps and getting more comfortable, it takes time. It's tough, but, 2 of those guys I just met this morning. So that's just the nature of it.
And obviously, it's a fluid situation. You guys hope that Brad might be available to you tonight. Do you think that there's a better chance of him being available to you next game?
I hope so. I'll just have to wait and see what the results bring. But honestly, I think it's still up in the air. But I'm hoping, obviously, that we'll have him and Pope available.
Thanks, Coach. Safe travels back.
Thank you.
Raphael?
Coach, you guys had a tough first half and a third quarter, but in the fourth, you guys dominated with 39 points. What was the game plan for that fourth quarter?
Well, it goes back to that sense of urgency. We had to make one last push. We were down double digits, and I think about 4 or 5 minutes to play. You have to speed them up a little bit. We have to maybe take some shots that aren't great shots, but we have to get more and more possessions to see if we can cut into their to that margin. We were able to do that for the most part. I think we had a chance to cut it to 5 and miss the free throws, but I applaud the effort. We got down 28. We could easily just fold it, and we didn't. So that's silver lining in a tough loss, but it hopefully something we can build on with this group going forward, because we don't know for sure when we'll get guys back. We're hoping obviously by Thursday, but if not, this is the group we'll go with.
Hero and Duncan Robinson tonight combined for 57 points and a 13 from 23 from the 3-point line. What defensive changes can you do for the next game versus the Heat?
And don't let them shoot threes. I know that sounds, simplistic, but that was the game plan. Run them off the line. Stay connected. Make them play inside the 3. Easier said than done. They're really good players. And that's what they do. That's how they impact winning. But to your point, the volume and the ease at which they got those looks is a bit concerning. We have to do a better job. There's no question. Hopefully it's a learning experience for Corey, on both ends, how to guard those guys and also take some of what they do offensively and apply that to his game.
Thank you, Coach.
I think that's it, Coach. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
This many guys out, I know, you share your mindset with us a lot, but what do you tell the new guys? Say before you go out?
We just gotta go out there and just play hard and really have fun. It's just a tough situation for not just us, every team in the league. The NBA is at a record high of players that played in the league. With these hardship deals, and that it's a great thing. Guys get opportunities, but on this flip side is, it's just so many revolving door, moving parts. To figure out from a chemistry standpoint, and to, you kind of never know who's going to be out there, on a night-to-night basis. And it's extremely tough. But, no, it's not no pity party. Every team in the league has dealt with it, some worse than us. So there's that. Yeah.
I understand there's kind of the level of fairness because everybody's dealing with it, but do you ever sit back and I'm like, wow, these games right now are really counting. Like this stretch this month is going to be super weird just from the competition standpoint.
Every game counts. If you don't have your team, it still counts. It's not preseason, so every night, it's going to be a tough opponent every single night, and especially for us, it doesn't get easier. Obviously we got a nice little home stand, but still tough teams in this NBA. Anybody can win on any night. So, we got a nice telling stretch about, how our season is going to be right now, coming up. So, just what we've kind of been all year. We've been resilient in stints, and I think that was one of the stints that, we showed, some heart, but you shouldn't have ever got to that point. It started with us in the first half, coming out a little sluggish, and then, third quarter, which has kind of been our Achilles heels all year. And, just can't let that happen, coming down, Duncan Robinson getting hot, and, the lead just, went up. So it's tough.
Guys aren't allowed to shoot around practice. How do you kind of go about your individual preparation?
It's tough. It's just a lot of mental reps, because, right now we can't get into the gym, can't practice, can't get out of the gym on your own, can't get extra shots, tough to lift. That's just the name of, what type of time we're in this world and society. It's unfortunate, obviously, because in the season you're just so used to, if you don't have practice, you're able to come in and get shots in and work on your game and stay sharp. But, there's a dilemma there with that right now. So.
Neil?
Hey, Kuz. Obviously, a lot of guys out. Is the pregame talk to you from Wes, if you guys have any talk, that, hey, you be aggressive as much as you can, you have the green light? What is that conversation like?
It's never really a conversation about having a green light. It's all about just trying to play basketball the right way. Obviously you want to be aggressive, especially with a team like Miami. They're going to be aggressive defensively. So, for us, we had to come out and, just be in attack mode. And, I think we did that for the most part, 100%. We just had self-inflicted wounds, whether it was second chance points and offensive rebounds, and, we had some turnovers, and it kind of fucked us. So.
And obviously, a lot of guys dealing with, whatever illness and however much symptoms they're dealing with, you kind of just dealt with that. Do you reach out at all and try and comfort in any way, or do you just kind of let them be?
We have a team group chat, and, after every game, whether it's Brad, Pope, somebody, whoever's out, we all hit the chat, and, whether it's stay in there or next man up or good job, fellas, we always have that dialogue as a team. So.
Thanks, Kuz. Safe travels back.
Mm-hmm.
Josh?
Kyle, how did you feel like the team handled Miami's physicality tonight?
We didn't handle it too well. and like I said, I think just felt like Omer Yurtseven, killed us on the boards. I don't know how many rebounds he had, but he had some real key ones, especially in that fourth and, just throughout the game in a whole. They really imposed their will on us from a defensive standpoint and, really getting into our shit, and, making us work, pushing us off the block, pushing us, where we want to usually catch the ball to get into our offense. They dictated that. And, that just can't happen. We know coming into the game, Miami, that's their identity. That's what they're known for. And coming in, we know that, but, we kind of just let it happen on various nuances throughout the game.
How does a team reduce the instances of that happening? How does a group go about changing that or eliminating that?
I don't know. I mean, you got to be fucking tough. We know it's going to happen. Can't bow down to it. You got to, I don't know, you just got to get in there and get in the mix, and, we did it a little bit. We definitely did it a little bit, but wasn't sustainable throughout the 48 minutes of the game. So there's that.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah.
That's it, Kuz. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just what do you take away from that game?
It's not easy, of course, but I think the guys that were put in that situation, they did the best they could. They brought the energy, and I think it's even tough with the names now. It's like, Craig, he did a really good job. Like, even though he picked up some fouls, but he came in with energy and made some plays on both ends of the floor. And like it's good to have like some guys coming in, like, since in this situation, whether we're not playing or we have guys coming in, and you can see that they're taking advantage of the opportunity. They're going to give everything they have, and that kind of gives a little bit of boost to everybody else too.
What do you do when you're on an NBA court playing with guys
Honestly, I don't even know you can make any adjustments. Like, it's on defensive end as much as you can, just communicate and help each other out in that way, because it's understandable that not everybody's going to know like immediately what to do. And on the opposite side, on offense, is just the more you're sharing the ball and moving the ball, it's not even so much about the plays. And I think you only had like some guys that haven't been here, like they've been here for less than 24 hours, and we still got some good looks. Maybe it didn't knock the shots down, but we got open looks, and I think it was in some way probably better than expected.
when there's kind of news coming throughout the day where it's Rui and Trez, and then you're adding people, how do you get those updates? Like, are you just sitting at your phone all day?
No, not really sitting on the phone all day. And I think this morning we had a team meeting, and we just found out right before the meeting started, because we have the test results from last night coming in the morning. So that's basically it. There's, like, yeah, I think it was just on the fly. There's this guy coming, then there's this guy coming. Like, so those are the things that more comes off of Twitter than anybody else, because no one's really sending out memos that we got a new player every 15 minutes.
For you, I guess, is there more opportunity as one of the very few guys who is a regular rotation player? Do you have to speak up more? Do you have to kind of step into that leadership role?
I think it just, I said, all the guys that are on the team from basically day one, from the beginning of the season, we all got to do that. We got to help out everybody else, just so they can understand as quick as possible what we're supposed to do on both ends of the floor. We just did one-on-one.
Any questions for
Oh.
Davis? Josh?
Davis, how did you feel like your team dealt with Miami's physicality trying to get you off your spots, their active hands, that sort of thing?
Well, since we lost the game, I guess the answer is not good. That's all I can say right now. I don't know what I can add to that.
Thank you.
Christos?
Hey, Davis, hope you're doing well. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
More people.
Fuck, I was asked a question. I didn't think you'd be that quick.
Well, I would like to ask you, how do you feel physically and mentally this season after the beginning of the season? How do you feel right now about your
Well,
game and about the team's game?
I think this helped a little bit, but it's a tough situation in the season, and for all the teams, I think some of these games you can't really look at them as regular. You don't look at it like if you lose one or two in this situation, when you have the team out and have the team players are new. You don't look at it as, if you had a 10-game losing streak, well, you have just players rotating in and out, like that's a different losing streak that you have the same team from day one until, there's such losing streak. So you just keep playing. Well, basically, we're not going to have any practices until we have some stretch of a time where nobody tests positive. So you just go in a game, play as hard as you can, and hopefully that's enough.
And playing without Bradley, playing without Raul, playing without Montrezl, what did you learn about your team?
I don't know what I can answer. The players that have been here, we all know what they do, what they're capable of. Sometimes they get less opportunities. Now there's opportunity for some guys to get more shots, but I don't think there's anything new that I'll learn about Spencer, Kuz, or Denny, or Gaff in this situation. Like that's things they can do, and they get more opportunities.
Thank you very much.
Last question to Neil.
Hey, Davis, can you take us through last game? You guys, having a tough time against Philadelphia last time out, you and Denny, I don't know if it's miscommunication or what is kind of the point you got across, and then what did Wes address afterwards?
Yeah, I'm here to talk about this game. That was 3 days ago.
All right, thanks, Davis.
Thank you.
That's it, Davis. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thanks.
And that concludes media for tonight.